Hi everyone. Now I'm paying attention to the whole situation where the US has asked Grenada to install assets at its airport. And I've been looking at some of the online comments that some people are making, and some people are making some very irrational and harsh comments about the US. I don't think that some people are looking at the bigger picture. People need to realize that Grenada needs the US more than the US needs Grenada. Now, the US can twist Grenada's arm if it wants. It can make Grenada do what it wants. But they have sent in a request, which is quite good. So this put Grenada at a very good position in terms of bargaining. Because when the US comes to you in a manner like that, you have a little power. But I think that people should realize that the US is relevant to Grenada's success. Now let us look at tourism. Most of the tourists that come to Grenada comes from the United States. Grenadians travel to the United States as visitors in big numbers. Most of the airlines that fly to Grenada comes from the United States. So, tourism, the United States plays a very big role in terms of tourism, generating money, creating employment. So we must give the US some credit here. So let us move to remittances. Now, some people might be wondering what I mean by remittances. Now, this is basically money that is sent back to Grenada from overseas. Now, in 2023, Grenadians living in the United States sent back over 77 million US dollars to Grenada. Over 200 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. This is so because a lot of Grenadians who are US citizens or permanent residents, they have homes, they have businesses in Grenada. So they have bills. They have light bill, phone bill, they have internet, they have to upkeep their place. So that's another reason why you see so much remittances coming back to Grenada. So remittances is what keeps Western Union going. Remittances is what keeps MoneyGram and also the lines in the banks going. Remittances from the United States is like an industry in Grenada. Now let us move to St. George's University. St. George's University is the highest private sector employer in Grenada. It employs the most Grenadians. And this school is recognized by the US Department of Education. So it can receive student aid. And that's why you see such a high population of students from the United States attending St. George's University. Now, this school produces the most doctors for the United States. Now, when a student comes to Grenada to study, it's not just study. They have to eat, they have to drink, they need transportation, they need entertainment, they need clothing, they need a lot of things. And to get those things, they have to spend money. And this is good for the economy. So this is another reason why Grenada needs the United States. Now, Grenada and the United States has very good relations. There are over 30,000 Grenadians living in the United States. Since 1983, over 800 Grenadians migrate legally every year. So there's a whole Grenadian community in the United States. Now, since 1976, the US dollar has been pegged with the Eastern Caribbean dollar. And this was done because the US had surpassed the British as the biggest trader with the Eastern Caribbean region. So to create stability in trade, they pegged the dollar. So it has a fixed rate. So trade is very big between Grenada and the United States. Grenada exports a lot of stuff to the United States, and as we know, Grenadians have a special appetite for goods from the United States. So trade doesn't have to be something big. You send some money to the United States, for example, to buy a shoe. Somebody posts the shoe to you. That's trade. Somebody sends a barrel to you. That's trade. And we know Grenadians get a lot of barrels from the United States. Have you ever received a barrel from China? Have you ever received a barrel from Russia? That shows the importance of the United States. People sending back goods to their families. People sending back goods to put in their houses. People sometimes will send stuff even for charity. Now, before I end, I have a question. If there is a major problem in the world, like let's say there's a major conflict, a big war, who is going to help Grenada in terms of security and protection? Is it going to be China? Is it going to be Russia? We all know it's going to be the United States. The United States is the closest superpower to Grenada. And I know that in the event of a conflict, they will help Grenada. They have done it in the past, and they would do it again. Now, I know some people have bitter feelings from 1983. Some people felt defeated. Some people felt that the Americans, they came in boldly into Grenada, and some people are still hurt. But we have to let that go and look at the bigger picture. We have to look at the economics, we have to look at relations, and we have to look at security. Because Grenada needs the United States more than the United States needs Grenada.